everybody.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay.
I heard Mario was upset. I haven't seen him. It's always hilarious when I'm like scrolling through my local like hometown Facebook page. Fucking John McKay's on there talking shit to somebody.
Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the
I love it. I wish everybody from the show would go over there and fucking argue with them. No one fucking checks anyway. Dude, it's so easy to troll. Somebody the other day was like, they misspelled drugs as dergs. And they're like, dergs are bad at school. We should make them illegal and send those kids to jail. People are like, what are you talking about? We don't have bad dergs. Like, it's so easy to troll people over there. They don't check anything, dude. Dergs are bad, by the way. I told them if they'd collect all their illegal dergs and bring them to me, I'd dispose of them. I got a new jack today, chap. Had to get a fucking floor jack to finish fixing my dad's car so I could sell it. My dad bought a Nissan Armada right before he got real sick and never really drove it, man. It had like dealer plates on it and stuff, but he never even got like the physical plates, and I just didn't want to mess with it after he passed away. It needed some rear suspension components that just had rusted away, like the spring bucket control arms and stuff. I just didn't want to fucking touch it after, because it reminds me so much of my dad. But now I need to get it all together, get the paperwork together, get that shit registered in my name and get it sold. It's not old. It's a 2004 Nissan Armada. It's like a big SUV, but it's nice. He obviously bought it used, but it needs the rear control arm put back in it, which is also the spring bucket, the lower spring bucket, and an alignment. Good to go. Hell, it's been sitting for 3 years. It fired right up. I drove it up on the rollback. All right, let's Facebook started yet. Let's see here. I need to downsize a bunch of vehicles. The floor jack I bought is that it's Harbor Freight. Hell, I'm not a professional mechanic. I don't care. Harbor Freight's got cheap shit, and as often as I use it with lifetime warranties and shit, I'm buying that shit. But anyways, it is this weekend. So there's 2 different off-road jacks they offer, which wouldn't be good if you have like a low car, obviously. But these, most of my things are like trucks or SUVs. But there's a 1.5 ton and a 3 ton. The 1.5 ton is $279 and the 3 ton is $379, so $100 more for double the tonnage. But when it goes on sale, the 3 ton is the same price as the 1.5 ton. So it goes down to $279. Plus, I had a $100 gift card I had from like 3 Christmases before somebody bought for me. So I ended up getting it for $180 for a 3 ton off-road jack. Actually, I'll show you a picture of it after we play the intro. It's actually a pretty cool jack. but I had to drive to like 3 different stores just to find the shit. They don't on all the sales they do, like the sales papers they send out, and then text messages and the emails. None of that's online. It's all in store only. So I had to drive around to find it, but I finally found it and got it. Let's check the chat. Harbor Freight's got a bunch of stands. I mean, if I was doing it for a living, I would be very particular about what I did and didn't buy from Harbor Freight. But the way I work on shit, fuck it, I'll buy it all at Harbor Freight. Here we go. Chat's working. Yes.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that.
Hey, daddies.
Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Come and listen to me, bitch, or whatever. Support the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. You can make a donation, leave a message. We'll read it. We'll read it live on air, or read it when we come back if we're not on air when you leave. You can donate at any time. I just read them whenever I'm live. Thank you guys for the recent donations. We greatly appreciate it. You guys know that we're no longer working under the grant or whatever. I still got to finish, but I'm working for free right now, but that's part of the deal. I'm not going to leave her in a bind. So get that done, and then we'll look on to what else I'm going to do or job prospects or whatever. I still got to finish this project, though. Anyways, this is the jack I ended up with, and like I said, I got it for $180. When it's usually $380, I got it for $180 if you count my gift card. It's actually a pretty heavy-duty jack. I like that I don't have a paved driveway. You know, it's gravel, plus a lot of times I end up working in the grass or fucking somewhere it's all beat up, or that even if it is paved, it's like a fucking beat up ass fucking driveway, you know what I mean? Like cracked and chunks missing and shit. So it's got these big wheels on it, and the jack handle has a little lock here. You lock it in place so you can like tip it back to where it almost becomes like you drive like a hand truck. You know, you tip it back on the back wheels and can drag it or push it or whatever. It's actually, let's see if when you get to the symbol, it's actually a nice jack. And it's this weekend only. This is a 3-ton jack. You can get it for the same price as what normally the 1.5 ton is. So you can get it for $279 this weekend only. And that's the cheapest I've seen it, because I kind of kicked myself for not buying it on Black Friday. I was there, I was in a hurry, and it was marked down to $279 on Black Friday, but it's back at $279 now. That's the lowest I've seen it. I also like this strap here is like the perfect center of gravity. Like with or without the handle in it, when you grab this strap right here and pick it up, it's balanced perfectly from front to rear. It's amazing.
To the top of the jack. That's
carry it one hand.
Feature that way you don't lose this particular riser. The general overall construction of this jack is aluminum, but that does not make this jack light. In fact, this side beam jack a little bit easier around. The height
when you see it rolling it around
even more, and
so you can add these extensions. Plus, they sell other extensions. And if you're like an off-road person or got a pickup truck, they sell mounts for this where you can mount it in the back and like strap it up and make it look nice.
Already an extended height on that is at its fullest height. Does using it.
I want him to show how it locks.
The rattle tall compared to you push it on land on this belly plate. Really good.
It's got a full skid plate on the bottom. You know, you don't have to worry about it sinking up in the ground or whatever.
Embossed inside the camera isn't this jack videos. Explain what I can subscribe. Take a look.
I was hoping he would show the way you can lock it and move it around.
That Allen key when you're not using.
It's got tool storage on it. That's nice. Yeah, so this lever right here, in the position he's got it in right now, allows it to work like a jack. The jack handle goes up and down, and you jack, right? You twist it to tighten it, loosen it to loosen the valve and let it down. But when you flip this little handle right here down, it locks the jack handle at like a 45-degree angle, and you can use that to pick up the front wheels and drive it. Basically, it's a really nice design, I thought. Let's see somebody using it.
Welcome back to Cody Crafted. Today, and is everybody?
The only reason I wouldn't recommend this jack at all is if you have something that's low, right? If you're driving like a Honda fucking Accord or some shit, like it's not going to go under it. You need a low profile floor jack.
They are kind of like off-road. If you don't know, the undercoat finish looks, and the axle front end, and pulling this off and setting it to the side.
It's a big jack. Look how big it is compared to him.
And then you're gonna 101 3/4 pounds. This is separated times when we have.
And they have other risers. They have like an 18-inch riser and shit. If you've got like a big ass fucking like Jeep or some shit, they've got risers for it. They got the mounts for it. They got straps for it. They got everything for it. There's another company called, what's it called? Strongway? Is that what it's called? Oh, I don't know what it is. Hold on. It's Pro Eagle. So Pro Eagle has a jack that's very, very similar. And if you like their accessories, like their mounting solutions or whatever, see how you could get these? You can mount them on a fucking trailer hitch. You can mount them in the back of your truck. All these accessories work with that jack too. If they're made to work with their Abrams off-road or the Kratos jack, they work with the Harbor Freight jack as well. Plus Harbor Freight has some of those. Let's see if he drives it the way I was talking about.
One will. All right, so our first test. So let's roll it across the gravel.
This is just huge. If you've ever used a floor jack on gravel, this is fucking huge. The fact that you can just push it, it doesn't like dig in. You're not fucking dragging it. Dude, I used to get so aggravated. Floor jacks are nice. I had a bottle jack forever, and I got my first floor jack, and I thought, man, this would be so nice, but I never thought about fucking so I would just throw the shit. Just fucking get out of the car and throw it as far as it'd go, then go drag it. So you just lift up the front, turn it wherever you want it.
Things we run into around here is.
So there you go. I'll stop talking about jacks now, but I like my new jack, okay? I'm partial to it. Where do we start now that jacks are over? I'm probably buy them out for it. This just popped up. This is from August 7th. This is kind of covers what we covered already with Phil. This is Blockchain Sports, which is the company that Phil, he recently made an address saying we know, I know everything about the legal system. I've sued and been sued and blah. He hasn't won a single fucking case, but he's talking like he's some type of defamation expert. He's like, we're aware of the slanderous news reporting articles that have been written. We're suing them. We're not going to hash it out online. We're not going to go back and forth. It's not like they write an article, then we make a video. They write an article, we make a video. We're suing them. They'll see us in court. Just all that stupid shit, right? He's not going to win this. It is a fucking MLM. It is a fucking scam, dude. Like, Blockchain Sports Atla Ponzi collapses. Atom reboot. Now, when we're talking about this Atom reboot, remember how I said that they go around and they just try to confuse people with fucking buzzwords and overwhelm them with this like technology that they don't, these boomers, Phil's boomer fans don't understand the technology, right? They have no fucking idea. So as if this wasn't confusing enough. By the way, not one of them has just said, why didn't we just buy, if Adam's the head of everything, why did I have to buy 15 different tokens and keep cashing them in to get here? Why didn't you just offer me the Atom token? ATQM, I'm calling it Atom. But whatever. I had to buy Atla, and I had to buy Jiggle, and I had to buy Techie, and I had to buy this, and I had to roll my silver, and I had to get my 401k out, and then I had to roll all those together and get this one, and then you put it in that one, and now we're in Atom, which is apparently the parent of all these things. Why did we have to do all this? No one's asking that question. The reason is because every time it gives him an out. He can back it up and be like, okay, now the big payout's going to be here, but don't worry, you've 10x your money, you've 100x your money, you've 1,000 times your initial investment, right? So we get this. As if all this wasn't confusing enough, Atom, ATQM, has announced 3 new global directions for the next stage of its growth. Okay? And now you can choose which one you want to participate in.
I got a small dick, but wait till it get hard. She gonna be like, damn.
Bill hates his crank. What's it say? We'll watch his board so you don't have to. Let me go read it. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. We could use donations right now, so thank you even more so. We'll watch his board so you don't have to. From Phil hates his crank. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. So now you can invest in all these coins leading up to Atom, plus even more specific Atom. Listen to this. Atom has announced 3 new global directions for the next stage of its growth, and now you can choose which ones you want to participate in. Atom Ag Tech, like agricultural technology. Atom Ag Tech. It's agricultural technology, drones, carbon credits, hemp processing, and more. Coming soon to a hospital near you. Atom Med Tech. Medical technology, healthcare, AI-powered solutions. Atom Mobile. Mobile apps and games. You all know those companies all go together, right? The person who creates Angry Birds also creates an AI that runs a 1,000-acre beet farm. Duh. Same people, same goal. It's just like a bigger game of Pac-Man. Atom Main. Participation in everything Atom Ventures builds. AgTech, MedTech, Mobile, and every other project across the company, which includes Jiggle, IMBA, Arena, Arteki, Neurodesign, and more. You don't pick one direction. You're part of them all. So how does it work? Atom is still one token. The difference is that when you make a new Atom purchase, you can choose where you want your purchase to go. Choose AgTech and your purchase supports AgTech direction. Choose Mobile or MedTech and your purchase supports that direction. Or choose Atom Main and stay diversified across the entire Atom ecosystem. It's not diversification if it's still just one token, but whatever. If you already hold Atom, nothing changes. Your existing Atom remains Atom Main. The 3 new collective purchases are now available on Boostify for AgTech, Mobile Tech, MedTech. We'll explain each direction in more detail in the next 3 posts. AgTech. Now listen, Phil the farmer. Now when making an Atom purchase, you can choose to support the AgTech direction. Specifically, your purchase supports a growing portfolio of agriculture technology projects. You tell me how many of these you think are real that Atom's actually participating in. Here's what's already inside. Proprietary equipment. We have soil sensors, drones, field monitors that measure everything on a piece of land. An AI engine that turns those measurements into decisions. An in-house lab with seed genetics and product formulas protected as IP, intellectual property. Industrial hemp processing, one crop, earning from carbon credits, pharma-grade materials, and more. A quantum-proof registry and exchange where verified carbon credits are sold. The work is, by the way, they're not selling carbon credits. The government sells carbon credits. The work is starting in the U.S. with Texas as the first state. It has the highest farm density in the U.S. and ideal growth conditions for industrial hemp. It also offers established licensing and proximity to oil well infrastructure, which opens a primary and secondary pathway for carbon credits. Atom Big Oil. Current stated valuations, $1 billion. Atom Inc. owns 30% of Atom AgTech. Think of it as growing your portfolio. Many AgTech projects under the roof. The more projects join, the stronger it gets. Join now at Boostify. Let me read these other 2 as well, the Mobile and MedTech. Atom Mobile. You can now choose the mobile direction when making a new Atom purchase through this collective purchase. Your Atom goes directly into a growing portfolio of mobile apps and games. The idea is simple. Launch dozens of products in parallel. Test each one with real users and real money. Scale only what works and stop what doesn't. No guessing, only data. What's in the pipeline? Multiple apps and games already in production. Several acquisitions in progress. Atom currently holds a 40% position in Atom Mobile. The factory doesn't bet on one app. It launches many, many low-quality apps tests each one with real users and keeps only what works, building a portfolio with proven products. Join now at Boostify. Atom MedTech. You can now choose the MedTech direction when making a new Atom purchase through its collective purchase. MedTech brings together a growing portfolio of health and medical technology projects. Here are some of the projects already in this direction. A clinical AI platform, a system that connects patient data directly to the doctor in a continuous loop, providing real-time support and better care. Hell yeah. Dental Passport, a unified family record with simple clinic booking and AI trained on millions of x-rays for fast, accurate diagnosis. Athlete Back Pain AI, the first platform focused on back pain in sports, combining expert assessment with online rehab and personalized plans. You're going to have a personal trainer for an AI personal trainer for your back pain, because everybody knows how Grok, his back's always fucking hurting, dude. Every time I see that motherfucker, he's complaining about it. AI psychology synthetic muscles. Advanced technology that makes prosthetics move and feel like human limbs. It's not like people have been trying to work on that before, but Phil's going to be the one to bring it to the market. AI psychology platform. Abstract drawing analysis for personal insights, emotions, values, potential, with AI-driven recommendations. Breast Imaging AI, a platform that analyzes mammograms. Literally, Phil Godlewski is going to have these ladies sending tit pics to his AI platform. I used to do video conference, pap smears and mammograms. 100% success rate. A platform that analyzes mammograms and flags suspicious findings in under 3 minutes. Think of the MedTech as a growing portfolio of healthcare and medical technology projects. More health-focused products are planned to join in the future, from AI radiograph analysis and apps for skin self-monitoring to digital mental health assessment tools. Atom Inc. owns 30% of Atom MedTech. Stay tuned for more projects to be added as this direction grows. You can purchase now at Boostify. There was one post that I wanted to read. I had to find it in these comments, so you have to give me a second. I'll just search. I think it was somebody's son. I hope somebody read this and understood it. I don't know if this is true. Maybe someone just made it up to kind of throw it out there. To like get, are we frozen for a second? Hold on. Telegram's frozen. It'll unfreeze in a second. There he goes. All right. Okay, that's the first one. Here we go. Here's the first. There's two different ones I want to read. Actually, I recognize this Bo Knows. Is that one of us? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Yes. Okay. So the Phil bot says, I hear your frustration. I understand you want concrete answers, not stay tuned. That's fair. By the way, there's an AI answering all these. You can tell because it always answers in the same way, exactly the same way every time. Someone brings up a concern and they're like, I see that concern. I validate that concern and I understand why it's frustrating. Here's how I'm going to sidetrack all your concerns every time. So here we go. Here's the question. It says, okay, now post what 4 options our current tokens will be, explaining in details. Please don't respond with they are working on it or to get on Boostify. I'm sure they know the details. Just tell us now. It's just about impossible to get real answers from you guys. It seems you have no problems pumping out new promotions, but giving us answers is a problem. And it's a bot answering them. So the bot comes back and says, I hear your frustration and I understand. You want concrete answers, not stay tuned. That's fair. See how it takes your claim. It says, I understand you. It validates your claim. And it says, that's fair. You're a straight shooter. Okay? Now, let me obfuscate. Here's what I can share right now about the 4 options for your existing tokens. 1, staking. Lock your tokens for a set period of time and earn rewards on top of your position. 2, swap to Atom. Convert your ATLA into Atom tokens, again, because ATLA Ponzi scheme collapsed. Convert your ATLA into Atom tokens based on a conversion rate tied to your original purchase amount and the year you bought. 3, a combination. Split your tokens between stacking and swapping. Part goes to one, part goes to the other. 4, exit. Sell your tokens directly through the P2P, peer-to-peer, marketplace. Plan to launch in September. By the way, if you're not a Phil or a Brad follower, who the fuck's trying to buy these things? They're still selling them incredibly cheap, and you need out. You've got to go find a buyer. Nobody knows they exist, much less wants them, outside of Phil and Brad's community. What I genuinely cannot provide yet, this is still the bot speaking, are the exact conversion rates and final terms. Not because I'm withholding them from you, but because the team is still finalizing the calculations to ensure they're fair to everyone. That's what's causing the delay, silly goose. I know that's not the full picture you want, but these are the 4 paths, and the specific numbers will appear in your Boostify account as soon as the integration is complete. Thank you for using a ChatGPT product. So, Bo responds to that. Bo knows, says, yeah, I hear ya. Here's what my son told me when I sent him this. For reference, he's an accountant. He works at a firm. So he's not an idiot, right? He knows about investing. He knows about money, at least a little bit. He's at least an accountant. And it says, Dad, listen to me for a second, okay? I looked into this thing you sent me, and I need you to hear me out before you put in another dollar. That math they're showing you, the 10 cents, the 53 cents, all of it, it's not real. It looks like math with numbers and formulas, but every single number going into it is made up by the same people that are selling you the token. There's no outside accountants, no bank, no regulator confirming any of it. It's like if I told you my house was worth $5 million because I said so, then sold you a share of it based on that number. You'd want someone independent to check that first, right? Nobody's checking this. Here's the part that worries me most. They're telling you there's no other place to buy or sell this thing, only through them. Think about what that means. If you ever want your money back, you have to go through the exact same people who took it in the first place. That's not how a real investment works. That's how a trap works. And the hurry, the price locks soon, you're already ahead of everyone else stuff, Dad, that's pressure. That's designed to make you act before you think it through, before you call me, before you sleep on it. Real investments don't need to rush you. Either it's a good investment and you should get in and maybe you miss it, but somebody else is going to take it. They don't need you to rush. Go ahead and lock in your price right now, even if you can't pay till after the new year. I'm not trying to make you feel foolish. These guys are good at this, and they target people exactly by making it sound sophisticated and official. But I really think whatever's already in there, we should treat as gone, and I don't want you putting in another cent. If you tell me how you paid, card, wire, crypto, I can try to help you figure out if there's any way to report it and get anything back. Can we do that together before you do anything else with them? Together, we'll sit down and see what we can get back. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, that's good. Your son put that. Let me see this. I swear, Bo Knows used to watch our show. Bo Knows was a username that used to watch our show. Then Bo responds to someone else and says, okay, let me tell you a little story. Back in 2020, I had this gut feeling that Trump was going to lose. When it happened, I was upset, but not surprised. But I started hearing stuff about Q. The more I heard, the more people mentioned they heard it from Philip. So I searched him and figured out how to work Telegram. I would leave family functions to hear him talk about the cabal when the first stuff came out. Him and that girl, I dismissed it because I have a couple of friends who went to jail for things I know they didn't do. When he mentioned all the spy stuff, it went over my head. But if so many people recommended him, they must know better than me. Then came all the trips and stupid stuff like having people go over and harass someone for some slot that says you are petty and entitled, not to mention the snake venom video. First, it's we are all going to die if we don't buy this filter. Then when the company didn't want to work with him, the danger disappeared. Now it is endless trips and talking about how much wealth he has. I hope I get this right, But my grandson told my son this once. Read the room. I think that means learn a little empathy. And when people are suffering, don't start sounding like the person they're already angry with. But that's I got one more to read. Okay. Bo knows. Well, everyone, I just got the call that I expected, but I hoped I wouldn't get. My son called. He took his concerns about this investment to his boss for advice. He confirmed what he thought about Philip. On top of that, it sounds like he has a friend or two who they're thinking about taking this to in order to bring elder abuse charges. What that means is he is in the process of implementing a power of attorney. He already got access to my Boostify account and changed the password so I can, in his words, do no more damage. I feel like this is a matter of weeks before I place somewhere else than here. So I have no intention in staying somewhere that is a reminder of how I got here. If people want to message me, they can, but I think the only other thing I can do is say goodbye. So Bo knows is retiring. There was another post that I missed. I don't know how. He's being put out to pasture. There was another post where he was like, I'm really worried that they're going to use this. Some of us are being told we can't make good decisions anymore and may have to sell the home they've lived in for 45 years. Bo knows is going down. I need to take a break from here right now, but if anyone wants to see what my daughter sent me, I will oblige them. I feel like such a fool right now. If this is all true, I'm kind of glad his son's stepping in, right? How much do you think this guy's invested that he's losing his home now? Like, I understand people being proud and wanting to make their own decisions, but there comes a time where you're not going to agree with it, but it's still better for you. Oh, here's what it was. Someone said, you got a smart kid there. And Bo says, yes, he may be smart enough to make a case with his brother and sister to put me in a home. I can't lose this money, Phil. Like, he's literally saying, like, this is going to be the last straw. If I end up losing this money, like I got scammed out of it because I'm elderly, they're going to fucking put me in a home, Phil. Crickets. But it could all be a story, too. I'm pretty sure I've seen that Bo Knows account before. Good luck to Bo's. Bo knows. All right, let's read the article. Initially, the scam, a reboot of an already collapsed sports and football token Ponzi, was pitched at Daisy Global Promoters through founder packs. By the way, we've went all the way back. We know about the drift token. We know about the football token. We know about the sports token. Those were all, he went to jail for some of those. Okay. That was before Phil and Brad, just the Dimitri guy or whatever. He went to jail for some of those. And every time they collapsed them and rolled them into a new one. Collapse it, roll it into a new one. Collapse it, roll it into a new one. And what are we doing right now? What are they asking them to do right the fuck now? Collapse it and roll it into a new one. And people are like, this time it's different. We're doing bio-ag mobile tech with the Russians. Insane, dude. Diamond token pack for $100,000. After those suckers were milk dry, Blockchain Sports publicly listed Atla last year and pumped its value to encourage wider investment. Can you see the pump in this chart? Like, if I didn't tell you anything about this coin, can you tell something happened right here? And it literally titles this picture, What a Ponzi Token Looks Like When Investors Can't Withdraw. So Phil got all of his tokens probably way back here somewhere on this flat line without telling anybody, right? Got everything in place, got all his friends and family in place, got a bunch of free tokens, paid $0 for them. Phil and Brad announce it. They're up here somewhere, and they just start selling off chunks. It's not a bad deal for Phil and Brad. Like, I know people expect them to, like, do the right thing and help people. They're making millions, dude. Imagine someone gives me 1 million of a thing for free, and I know there's only 2 million in existence. Okay? And I got 1 million for free. There's another 1 million in existence, and they're worth $1 a piece. It's a total of $2 million. If I can convince you that they're actually worth 10 million and start selling mine, I got nothing in it. It's just all fucking money all the time. Yeah, you're never going to get your money back, but I can take, if I want to make $10 million, I can take that off 500,000 people, and you guys won't even fucking notice till it's too late. This worked because those who had already invested had their tokens held hostage for 18 months. The vesting period, remember? The only trading of Atla was between Blockchain Sports and its own bots. Early Blockchain Sports investors had been waiting to withdraw on August 17th. These were mostly Daisy Global investors, hoping to cash out before anyone else. Now, in a move that surprised nobody who hadn't invested, on or around August 7th, Blockchain Sports informed investors that the August 17th withdrawal date was canceled. At time of publication, Blockchain Sports has not made any public statements regarding the August 17th withdrawal cancellation. Blockchain Sports social media accounts haven't seen any new posts since August 6th. So they just said, nope, we're not honoring that date anymore. Same thing with Techie. We're not honoring those dates anymore. We've got to have 1 million users first. Oh, and before you even think about that, we're now going to Atom. Instead, we're relying on Cliff Notes leaked of internal communications from disillusioned investors. In lieu of withdrawing by cashing out Atla tokens, Blockchain Sports is forcing migration to Atom. Atom is a newly created shit token attached to Atom Ventures. Oh, shit. Attached to Atom Ventures. Atom Ventures is part of recent efforts to market blockchain sports in the U.S. under a different name, Phil and Brad. Instead of just admitting its staking model Atla investment scheme was a Ponzi scam, Blockchain Sports attributes the August 17th cancellation as a math problem. Quote, on August 17th, approximately 150 million Atla tokens were scheduled to begin unlocking daily at 8% per month, compared to only about 1 million tokens currently circulating. Internal modeling and market realities dictate that without a coordinated plan, the massive influx of supply into an unready market would cause the Atla price to crash from its current value, e.g. the 150, down to probably pennies. They state that unlocking into this environment would destroy the capital of all participants, resulting in a loss for average contributors. They saved you guys. They would have allowed you to sell, but they saw this in the future, and they said, no. We're going to keep your money on paper, and we're going to let you roll it into something better instead of crashing the market. Simply put, Blockchain Sports Ponzi math isn't mathing. And just in case it needed to be pointed out, obviously there's no investor capital. That money is long gone. Atla isn't and has never been propped up by anything other than wash trading. There is no money that makes this chart exist. There's someone sending bots to make trades to make this chart exist. There's no money underneath this. It's as simple as me drawing a line in paint. While Blockchain Sports isn't ready to admit it's running a Ponzi scheme, it has finally admitted it solicited investment illegally, per the second reason provided in the August 17th cancellation. The ecosystem has outgrown its original design. With changes in U.S. laws, there's a more stable and profitable plan. What started as a sports platform has evolved into an $11.25 billion holding company comprising 13 U.S. registered businesses, including Jiggle, Arena, Arteki, etc. I have to point out here that there have been no recent updates to the Securities and Exchange Act regarding investment-related securities fraud. The Howey test remains the standard for identifying an investment contract in the U.S. Neither Blockchain Sports, Daisy Global, or its principals have ever been registered with the SEC. It's been a securities fraud from day one. There is no change in U.S. laws that changed anything. The U.S. laws haven't changed. So either you were violating U.S. laws or you weren't. You were, and you still are. Sorry, I had cotton mouth. Behind MLM pointed this out back in 2024. In an official statement leaked earlier this year, Blockchain Sports claimed Behind MLM's factual reporting of its fraud contained false claims, unverified allegations, and deliberate misrepresentations. A few months later, here we are. Furthermore, to attract institutional investment and eventually go public in the U.S., the company must comply with SEC regulations. They're not registered with the SEC. ATLA, as a utility token with legacy promises, carries regulatory risk, e.g. being classified as an unregistered security. The migration replaces outdated, legally ambiguous founder packs with Atom, a clearly defined pre-IPO equity instrument designed for regulatory compliance. So they're like, oh yeah, well, we're migrating to this new coin. Everything will be legal and legit and SEC protected and blah, 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 blah. Feigning concern over ATLA token itself being an unregistered security is disingenuous misdirection. The issue is, and always has been, blockchain sports soliciting investment through its staking model scheme. Whether that was attached to ATLA token, Atom, or Mickey Mouse coin is irrelevant. The investment opportunity is the fraud. It has nothing to do with which token we're talking about. The entire opportunity is the fraud. Promotion of a fraudulent investment scheme is also illegal, triggering wire fraud and potential money laundering charges. There's also the issue of ATLA staking investors, not giving a toss about Atom Ventures or its newly claimed legitimate business operations in the U.S. These are mostly Daisy Global victims hoping to recuperate existing losses. There's been people that have been hanging on this for 3-4 years that are like, maybe I'll get a cash out first now. They can't do anything else. It still says they have 1 billion of these shit tokens and they can't even sell them. And the final point I'll make, that blockchain sports cannot buy its way out of fraud. Taking money you've illegally obtained through a fraudulent investment scheme to fund a new business operations, legitimate or otherwise, doesn't negate or legitimize existing acts of fraud. So even if Phil takes all of his money and opens up the fucking largest corporate nationwide laundromat, and it's 100% legal, it doesn't matter, right? Ill-gotten gains, produced whatever. On whether Atom Ventures and blockchain sports' new associated schemes are legitimate or not, they aren't. Atom is fundamentally different from ATLA. While ATLA is a utility token for one blockchain, Atom is a tokenized equity instrument, a voucher, representing a percentage ownership stake in an entire Atom Venture Holdings, Inc. Holding Atom may give the right to future conversion into shares of Atom Quantum, Inc., a Delaware C Corp, after official SEC regulation. The obvious. Atom cannot be shares in anything Atom Ventures related because none of it has been registered with the SEC. There are no shares. One cannot legally sell consumer shares in an unregistered securities offering. And that's on top of those consumers having already been defrauded through a fraudulent investment scheme in the first place. Blockchain sports, Atom tokens, are of course also not withdrawable. The canceling of ATLA withdrawals and forced to Atom token migration just kicks unsustainable Ponzi math further down the road. They're just buying time, right? Again, none of this negates prior, current, or future fraud, but the plan seems to be to hope that the all-new Atom Ventures associated nonsense generates some type of revenue to fund the Atom withdrawals coming soon. Blockchain sports and Atom Ventures are run by a convicted fraudster, Dmitry Saksonov. Blockchain sports founder Dmitry Saksonov is a convicted fraudster who was only released from prison in 2022. Belarus Department of Internal Affairs. After launching blockchain sports and getting into crypto fraud, Saksonov began going by Dima. Saksonov. There he is, founder of blockchain sports, liquid mining, atom mining, entrepreneur with over 8 years of experience in blockchain industry. Saksonov Dmitry. Convicted fraudster and blockchain sports founder Dmitry Saksonov is now going by Saksonov Dmitry. Which alias Saksonov uses on his travel documents is unclear. With ties to Belarus, Russia, Panama, and Dubai, anything is possible. Still, Saksonov's prior fraud conviction in Belarus presents a hurdle to Atom Ventures' claimed U.S. business operations. Last month, Dmitry Saksonov flew out this flew out his U.S. Fall Guys to Minsk, Belarus. The caption of the video footage uploaded to Blockchain Sports' official YouTube channel suggests Saskinov recently spent investor funds on an office building, new home for Blockchain Sports. Saskinov is unlikely to be able to obtain a U.S. visa. Using alternative identities to illegally enter the U.S. runs risk of prison time. Is that why he's not visiting? Is that why he's not fucking visiting Phil? It's weird. To that end, Saskinov has enlisted Phil Godlewski and Brad Barton to front Atom Ventures. And there they both are. Both Godlewski and Barton have transitioned from peddling conspiracy theories on social media to MLM crypto frog. Here's Brad Barton on 10 August 2025. I feel very strongly that we're on the verge of a major reveal taking place based on what we have been taught all of our lives. I'm talking a revelation so shocking, the vast majority of all folks will not, no matter what their beliefs or politics, be able to deal with this. Any idea what you think it might possibly be? 26 November 2005. I think it's common knowledge by now that the Titanic was purposely sunk by J.P. Morgan and associates, murdering 1,500 people and specifically 3 of the wealthiest men in America who were fiercely opposed to his and his co-conspirators' evil plot to establish the Federal Reserve in America. These 3 men were John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidore Straus. Also, Morgan as well was scheduled to be on this maiden voyage, and after finding an identity posting engagement bait and conspiracy theories on social media, Brad Barton began funneling his followers into MLM crypto fraud in late 2005. He's a big MLM player, though. It's just recently it's only crypto because a friend scammed him, basically. Godlewski is a Pennsylvania resident and a former promoter of LifeWave, an MLM company that sells magical plastic patches. X36, bro. After LifeWave didn't pan out, Godlewski pivoted to crypto fraud through Blockchain Sports. Initially just U.S.-based promoter, Godlewski has now taken on more of an executive accomplice role. Outside of MLM, Godlewski pled guilty to real estate fraud charges in 2021. In 2022, the Daily Beast discovered a defamation suit outed Godlewski as an alleged child predator. Brad Barton is a Tennessee resident and having begun promoting Blockchain Sports in 2025 as another promoter turned executive accomplice. 23 December 2025. I would like to share a Christmas blessing with all of you, which is so revolutionary, the likes of which I'd be willing to say none of you have ever seen before. This blessing is unique, once in a lifetime, minimal investment opportunity that is on the cutting edge, and I mean the absolute razor. No selling, no recruiting, best thing I've ever seen, being automatically paid royalties every single day like an oil well. I mean, can you imagine? Brad Barton began promoting the blockchain Ponzi scheme as a Christmas blessing 2 days before Christmas. Rogelio Archie, a.k.a. Don Perry, was also involved in setting Atom Ventures up. Convicted fraudster Dmitry Saskinov and Achille Don Perry. In January 2026, Achille agreed to assist promotion blockchain sports unregistered investment schemes in the U.S. through Atom Distribution. Whether that's still the case as of August 2026 is unclear. Looking forward, whether Atla withdrawals triggers a flood of investor complaints remains to be seen. The money is so long gone. Money is long gone, but how long will it take blockchain investors to acknowledge that is unclear. U.S. authorities are unlikely to be able to do anything to Saskinov in Belarus, but they certainly can go after accomplices in the U.S. Ignorance is not a legal defense. Neither is being a fall guy for a convicted fraudster. As to where the money went, same as any other MLM Ponzi scheme. Some of it will have been spent by insiders on the usual suspects, cosmetic enhancements, designer goods, luxury cars, real estate, etc. The rest will be pocketed, and if there's any truth to Saskinov's social media posts, spent paying off prior acts of fraud. August 8th, it says, for 2 years, I woke up every morning thinking about who I owed, and how much. Phone calls, threats, lawsuits, constant stress. The easiest thing would have been to disappear, change my number, run, but I chose differently. I answered the phone. I met with people. I paid back bit by bit. Reputation is worth more than any money. I don't hide when things are bad. People will work with you when things get good. #life. So around the time his company was blowing up, he was still paying off other people that he owed money to, allegedly. Around the time Blockchain Sports canceled investor withdrawals, founder and convicted fraudster Dmitry Saskinov claimed life was good. Pending action by authorities in the U.S. or elsewhere. Total Blockchain Sports investor losses remain unknown. This is from Behind the MLM. It's like a little MLM blog. They have some really good stories on here. Whoever runs it seems to do a decent job. This all ties back to all this Daisy Global shit. And it goes way back. That's Dimitri before he went to prison. So that's your crypto scam update. That was back in March when they brought on Phil. Ooh, let's see what this is. This is a little Cliff Notes video, I think.
All right, guys, I am a little
This might be the video I was looking like. Limitless Atla disappointed with the decision.
disappointed by Limitless from the decisions they have made regarding August 17th, which they have already promised time and time again that they are going to release some portion of our Atla to us. But that
So August 17th was supposed to be their day, and 2 days where they were a lot of people that got in early would be unlocked to sell.
turns out to be a voting kind of 17th of August. That is going to be, they said
If you have access to the original call that they were all on last week when everybody freaked out, I'm trying to find that call, but the way they want you to access, there is a replay, but the way they want you to access it is you have to log into your Boostify account. You have to own the right tokens, and then you can access a copy of it. I'm not doing that.
the information will come out on the 7th, which is today, but I got this information even before that time anyway. So there is a communication that they dropped in one of their Telegram channel that not everybody is privy to. This is the information they dropped.
Originally, August 17th was scheduled to be a mass unlock event for Atla tokens where participants had expected to be able to freely sell their tokens in exchange. Between 2024 and 2025, blockchain sports hit a wall. The original funding partners were unable to continue supporting the project, and coordinated wave of negative press from that made it nearly impossible to close new investor deals. Needed to keep moving. Dima and his company spent that entire year trying to climb out of that hole, and he did. But the time we lost is real, and it's honest reason the original timelines changed. Now the situation and laws have changed. Atom management is replacing the simple unlock with an ecosystem-wide vote and voluntary migration. The legacy founder pack structure, which was built around a single project, blockchain sports, is being retired. I was hoping you might scroll through this and I could just read it. Instead of a direct unlock, the company is offering a vote with multiple options centered around giving holders an option to migrate from Atla, a utility token, to Atom, a tokenized equity instrument. The big point is no one's getting their money. No one's cashing out. They get a vote on what they're going to do with their tokens, basically. Do you want to stake it? You want to transfer it? You want to do a combination of both? Or do you want to sell it peer-to-peer? And there's no peer-to-peer marketplace. So even saying selling it is probably the worst choice because they're just going to stick it somewhere and it's just going to sit there. The voting options will be announced on Friday, August 7th. While this change is needed, Atom cites two primary reasons for abandoning the original August 17th unlock plan. The math problem. On August 17th, approximately 150 million outlet tokens were scheduled to begin unlocking daily at 8% per month compared to only about 1 million tokens currently in circulating. Why? Why would 150 million tokens be unlocked when there's only 1 million tokens in circulation? It's your project. What do you mean? You snuck up on you? Internal modeling and market realities dictate that without a coordinated plan, this massive influx of supplies into an unready market would cause Atla price to crash from its current value, $150, down to probably pennies. They state that unlocking into this environment would destroy the capital of all participants, resulting in a loss for average contributors. The migration is designed to absorb the sell pressure and preserve the token's value. By the way, if this is an actual token with like a smart contract, you could have went through and read the contract and seen when they were going to do releases and when it was going to be pushed out and when more tokens were going to be burned or produced or whatever. But this is just a made-up excuse. Structural evolution in the SEC. The ecosystem has grown its original design. With changes in U.S. laws, there's a more stable and profitable plan. What started as a sports platform has evolved into an $11.25 billion holding company with comprising 13 U.S. registered businesses, Jiggle, Arena, Arteki, etc. Furthermore, to attract institutional investment and eventually go public, the company must comply with SEC regulations. Atlas utility token with legacy promises carries regulatory risk, e.g. being classified as an unregistered security. The migration replaces outdated, legally ambiguous founder packs with Atom, a clearly defined pre-IPO equity instrument designed for regulatory compliance. Additionally, the company cites the emergence of quantum computing as an existential threat to standard blockchain security, framing Atom as a quantum secured equity layer. That's why Phil did that whole thing about how quantum computers can just steal all your gold and silver and money in the bank or whatever. They just do it on their own because they can. Why migration is good for holders. What are the benefits? Management and internal optimization models strongly advocate for the migration, presenting it as significantly more beneficial than holding and selling ATLA. Diversification and risk reduction. Instead of betting everything on a single volatile token, ATLA. Why is it now a volatile token? It was your prime token 3 months ago. Migrating participants receive a diversified basket, while Atom is the primary equity vehicle. It represents a diverse set of companies. Value multiplier, you will have a multiplier in the number of Atom that you swap. So they'll say, okay, we'll give you 2 for 1, or 10 for 1. It doesn't matter because it's all made up, right? If you come to me and you're like, I want to sell you a car. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you 1 billion Stanley nickels. 1 billion sounds like a lot, but what the fuck's a Stanley nickel? You know what I mean? Shroot bucks. What is Atom in the future outlook? Understanding Atom is fundamentally different than ATLA. While ATLA is a utility token for one blockchain, Atom is a tokenized equity instrument, a voucher representing a percentage of ownership stake in the entire Atom venture holding Inc. Holding Atom may give the right to future conversion into shares of Atom Quantum Inc., a Delaware C Corp, and official SEC registration. After official SEC registration. The roadmap to IPO and liquidity. The strategic roadmap outlines a clear progression from crypto to the traditional U.S. financial sector. Immediate term liquidity inflows. Liquidity inflows. People that just want to exit and cash out now can do so on the OTC, and buybacks on the OTC platform are expected to resume in the near future. So at some point, maybe. Current state, pre-SEC registration. Atom is a voucher. Its value grows organically with the holding company, a decentralized exchange, DEX, P2P, person-to-person, peer-to-peer platform, is planned for launch in the coming months to provide initial independent liquidity. Medium-term liquidity inflows. Starting in fall of 2026, the company expects liquidity inflows from Atom Silver deals and institutional investments to fund the P2P buyback platform, providing exit liquidity for those who chose to sell some of their Atom. Long-term, share conversions IPO. After SEC regulation, Atom may convert to pre-IPO share certificates. The parent holding company is preparing an IPO target date for 2028. Post-IPO, Atom becomes a public share security token, double listed on DEX and stock exchanges, making holders eligible for corporate dividends. None of this is real. Literally none of this is real. As the holding company acquires or launches new businesses, those entities automatically become part of your portfolio, theoretically increasing the capitalization of Atom without holders needing to buy into a new separate project. I want you to go. Here's a challenge for you, chat, or anybody that believes in this. Go out into your regular life that you go to every day. Either someone with a cell phone, which is everybody, someone in the medical field, someone in crypto, someone in a farmer or in agriculture, right? Industrial size agriculture. Ask them if they've heard of Atom with a Q. Fucking losers, dude.
Part of the portfolio, theoretically increasing the capitalization of ATQM without holders needing to buy into new separate projects. But I know that this is a big fat lie because they are going to come up. See, when they are not able to register this in with SEC and they are not able to go up to this IPO stage, they are going to come back and tell us about that story. Yeah, these people, they are liars. Trust me, they are liars. So that is what they give us. And that is what you are going to get. Even though you are watching this video now, you are eventually going to get this. So it's not looking good. Okay, so basically they lied to us about everything.
So there you go. Atom's a scam. Now we're done with Atom. Oh, last one. There is one more that I should have showed. Is the Phil trying to defend it video. He made a video where he slipped up and actually put a value on it, and he said 52 cents. And when he said that fucking 52 cents, people were like, what? What? 52 cents? That's nothing. You told us it was going to be worth blah, 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 whatever. Freaked out.
All right, so just get outside here so I have a clear talking environment. A couple comments that I have regarding
Like literally the next post has a big red pen in it and in all caps it says clarification on token value. You didn't overpay. You got in early. Those are two very different things.
a couple different things, and I wanted to get on here and personally talk to you guys. I know I haven't been live for a little while. I'm going to be live within the next couple days. Working on that now. Got a new Starlink internet set up here in my Cave Creek place. Thinking it's going to be better, so I should be able to get that taken care of pretty soon. But for now, I want you guys to just take a second and listen to what I have to say regarding a whole bunch of things that we just changed over the last couple days, and maybe seen some changes on Boostify right now. I don't really say things like this very often, but today's one of those days where I really need you to hear what I'm saying because some very important things are happening. So stop what you're doing, pay attention, and just listen to this because something really, really big just happened. I just put, listen to this. Jeez, thinking is one thing, but saying it out loud is another thing. I just put $1.5 million of my own money into 3 new collective packs on Boostify. $500,000 into each one. You could go look right now. You'll see my name right on the collective.
It blows your mind, doesn't it, John?
On the very top of that list is my name. And that's on top of what I've already put into the main AT.
You're telling me the same guy that would fuck a child over and over and over again, then text fucking disgusting, awful things to her while she's a child in high school and he's a high school baseball coach, would also scam old people? Get out of here.
QM token. And let me tell you why I did it. Something really important changed, and you may have missed it. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video. ATQM Inc. now has equity positions across 4 major holding companies. This is very important for you guys to listen to, especially if you're already invested or you're thinking about getting invested. The total allocation for those 4 is more than $8.5 billion. Let me say that again.
Also, thank you for the 10,000 people who told me that Phil's probably wearing a smart ring. I get that. I understand that. It's just more fun to make fun of him for wearing a thumb ring, okay?
$8.5 billion across those 4 companies. Here's the breakdown. Adam Venture Holdings, that is the parent company. We talk a lot about Adam Ventures. That's the parent company. The current valuation for Adam Venture Holdings is $11.2 billion. That company includes 13 U.S. subsidiaries: Blockchain Sports, Arteki Studio, Jiggle, Nearest Neurodesign, Axomira, Imba, and more. We're going to talk a lot about those in the coming weeks. ATQM Inc. holds 10% of that valuation. Of the total $11.2 billion valuation, ATQM Inc. owns 10%. This is literally the backbone of everything. Now, number 2, Adam AgTech. We talked about AgTech a little bit. We're going to talk about more in one of my upcoming live streams. This is agricultural and artificial intelligence put together in one. 11 projects now. Drone ops, biosystems, carbon credits, monitoring network, AI accounting engine, industrial hemp processing, and even more than that. Whole bunch of stuff under AgTech. Going to be one of those companies that changed the agriculture industry forever. The current stated valuation is $1 billion. The team's 12-month goal for this company is $10 billion. ATQM Inc. holds 30% of AgTech. Very important. Keep that in mind for a second. The next one, Adam Mobile. You'll see this in another collective pack on Boostify right now. By the way, I'll put the link down below of this video so you could go and check out the packs. 6 apps are being built right now within Adam Mobile. They're called Vert, Orbit, Optimus, Swing.ai, AI Stylist, and Statecraft. We'll get into details about them at a later time, but those are the 6 that are currently being built under the collective pack, well, under the umbrella of Adam Mobile. Collective pack is now available for that. The team's 6-month target for the valuation just for Adam Mobile is $6 billion in 6 months. ATQM Inc. holds 40% of Adam Mobile. That's the largest position of anyone. The 4th one, Adam MedTech. You guys have been asking like crazy ever since I introduced Nurse. That's the walker, the AI walker for the elderly. This is going to be a health technology revolution across the board, just like everything has been. 6 projects total under MedTech. It's called Health for You, Dental OS, AthloSpine AI, Faust View, MedX, and Art Vision AI. 6 projects under MedTech. The team's 6-month target for this particular company is $9.6 billion. The way it's laid out, though, it's probably going to be closer to $12 billion, according to our calculations. ATQM Inc. holds 30% of that valuation. What does this all mean? Starting today, you can choose which direction you want your ATQM purchase to be part of. There's now 4 collective packs on Boostify. ATQM Main, all 4 holding companies that I just mentioned are in one basket. You're very well diversified. It's probably the safest play out of all of them. Think of it like an index fund. You don't bet on one horse, you bet on the whole stable of horses, right? ATQM AgTech. It's a concentrated investment, a concentrated bet on the agricultural industry, the farming industry. If you understand land, if you understand farming, this is the lane that you want to be in. The current stated valuation for this particular company is $1 billion. The 12-month target is $12 billion. Then we go on to the next one, ATQM Mobile. This is a concentrated bet on mobile apps and devices. 6 projects currently targeting millions of users. The stated 6-month target is a $6 billion valuation over the next 6 months. The next one is ATQM MedTech. This is a concentrated bet on healthcare. And it's not only healthcare, but it's healthcare AI. If you're into medicine, if you're in the healthcare industry, if you're caring for a loved one, this is your lane. It's a particular individual bet on our medical AI technology. The stated 6-month valuation target for this particular company is $9.6 billion, and we're right on that line. It's probably going to be closer to about $12 billion. Same token, same price. You just choose the direction that you want to go in. Now here's the math. The total ATQM token supply is 17 billion tokens. At the current valuations, the NAV, which stands for NAV, which stands for net asset value of ATQM, is $1.72 billion. That's about 10 cents per token. That's what the tokens are worth right now. Based on that same model, if the new holdings reach their stated targets, the NAV would be $9.08 in the next 6 months. I'm sorry. The math would be $9.08 billion in the next 6 months. That takes your current token value of 10 cents up to about 53 cents, 55 cents.
Oh my God.
In the next 6 months, your investment would be worth 5 times more than what would be right now. The 12-month model would take your token price to about 67 cents, somewhere between.
You did not overpay. You got in early. Those are 2 very different things.
somewhere between 67, I think it is, and 74 cents. That is a 6 to 7 times multiple in a 12-month period. Now, none of this is a guarantee. It's the model that the team is working from right now, based on our current valuations and based on the current information that we have, the current analytics that we have, and the current targets that we have. The target price is based on the NAV projection. The current target price based on NAV projections is about 53 cents per token in 6 months. You're getting in at a fraction of that. Through the silver program, your entry starts as low as 26 cents. And as this collective grows, as more people buy into it, your effective price drops even further.
So that was the part that made everybody panic. Here's the post. Clarification of on token value. You didn't overpay. You got in early. Those are two very different things. Let me explain. Some of you are asking about the 10-cent figure I mentioned in the video. Here's what it means. The 10 cent is the current net asset value, NAV, per token. It is calculated based on two things, Atom Inc.'s stake and Atom Venture Holdings, which is 10% of the $11.2 billion or $1.12 billion, plus the value of Atom's own core technology, a bit under $600 million. That totals $1.72 billion divided by $17 billion. That's 10 cents per token. That's the math based only on what is already confirmed and valued today. However, right now, 3 new holdings are in the process of being formally valued as they connect to the ecosystem, ag tech, mobile, and med tech. The team's internal targets are $10 billion, $6 billion, and $9.6 billion, respectively. Once those valuations are confirmed, the asset value immediately goes to 53 cents. Why? Because you made up 3 new companies and you're going to type in 53 cents? The starting price, like even companies don't know what their stock's going to jump to. Even if they know it's going to jump, like, hey, we're adding this whole asset, blah, blah, blah. We think the market will jump. Like, they don't know that it's going to be 53 cents by close of business in 4 days. The starting price of the Atom token on a P2P platform would be 53 cents. That just tells me that you're setting the starting price. So if you bought in at 20, 30, or even 39, you bought significantly below the starting trade price. You're already in a profit the moment the token goes live, P2P. NAV today, 10 cents. AgTech, mobile, MedTech valuation in process right now. Your entry was somewhere between 20 and 39 cents per token. Starting price on P2P platform is 53 cents per token. Projective NAV a year from now, 67 to 74 cents. And one more thing you need to understand, this token cannot be bought anywhere else. There is no exchange. There is no secondary market. The only place to buy Atom is directly from Atom through Boostify. It is impossible to get it cheaper than the price that's already there. Once the P2P platform launches at 53 cents, that's it. The window below that price closes permanently. 10 cents is the math based on what already exists. 53 cents is where we land once the 3 new directions are formally valued and you're already inside. Everyone who bought below 53 cents is ahead of the game, period. And here's what I want you to do right now. Go to Boostify and look at AgTech. We just went live. The full breakdown of the agriculture direction is already on the site. You can read it, study it, look at it, look at the projects. MedTech goes live Monday. Mobile goes live next Thursday. Just look at the scale of what's being built in this ecosystem. See it with your own eyes. You'll understand why I put 1.5 million of my own money in. God damn. I am surprised at the links he'll go to try to convince old people that everybody's making money. He will jump through a lot of fucking hoops. A lot of hoops to convince people like, oh, no, you're really making money. You just don't know it yet. All right, let's talk about white women. White women getting out of hand over here on this Lindsay Clancy case. Like, they're making some even wilder claims now. Check this out.
Objectively, I should not make this video. I really try hard not to create beef with creators on this platform.
So this is Lindsay Clancy, the woman who killed her children. That's her husband. That's his friend testifying on his behalf.
However, this type of shit is fucking gross. It is defamatory, and I just can't shut my mouth about it. I'm a forensic scientist and a former CSI. Some of you are going to get fucking sued.
This is an AI photo.
And I hope you get bankrupted.
I'm really losing it right now. I am losing it.
You are.
That was not him at CBS. That was his
AI photo.
to CBS. This needs to.
That's not the security camera from CVS. That's an AI photo.
It wasn't him at CBS. It was his best friend.
So now they're claiming that he didn't go to CVS. His friend took his car, his phone, his smartwatch, all that shit, and he was actually killing the kids, setting Lindsay up for it. Then they swapped, and he ended up going to the restaurant, though.
At CVS. And this just blows things wide open, because that means, I don't know if he's told his friend exactly what he was doing, but his friend is now an accomplice to murder.
People are taking this low resolution camera footage from CVS, which is highly pixelated, and colorizing it. This is fully AI. This is an AI generated image where you have put this witness's face in surveillance footage, and you're saying that this is him. This is clearly AI. And if there's one thing that AI is notoriously bad at, it is replicating a face. So the idea that an AI program that cannot replicate a human face would be able to take this low resolution CVS camera footage and clarify it to this clear as day picture of a witness who you've already seen testify is frankly fucking delusional. So now, not only are we baselessly defaming a man who has had his 3 children murdered, we are also baselessly defaming his friend because his friend was a witness in this trial and is also a white guy with brown hair, and 2 middle-aged white guys with brown hair vaguely look similar to each other. We're also believing, I guess, that these people on the internet who have no investigative background and no access to the raw footage in this case are better able to spot this doppelganger situation than an entire team of law enforcement, an entire team of prosecutors, an entire team of defense attorneys and defense investigators. But a couple of years later, some strangers on the internet figured out something that dozens of people with actual access to the evidence and with actual access to these 2 people, they couldn't figure it out. But Jenny over on TikTok, she cracked the case wide the fuck open. Now seems like a very good time for me to remind people that what you say on the internet can get you fucking sued. And I hope it does. And also, just for the record, it doesn't really matter if you say allegedly or for entertainment purposes or this is just my opinion before you make wildly defamatory claims on the internet. They are still wildly defamatory. And a TikToker was recently ordered to pay $10 million for her defamatory claims. And I frankly hope that Patrick Clancy and now his friend are...
Oh, shit. Let's go read that one, chat. There it is. The Q Idiot bought 26 packs. Thank you very much for the donation. We could use it right now. For your position in Adam as a top insider. Thank you. I'm already heavily invested. Okay? When I say heavily, I mean like several pounds. Thank you very much for the donation.
And I hope sincerely that they
got to put it to good use.
Shit out of you people, because this is gross. Objectively, I should not make this video. I really try hard not to create beef with creators on this platform. However, this type of shit is...
Where the white women at?
Gross. It is defamatory, and
she has a really good channel, forensic pathologist or whatever. But yeah, it's crazy. If you just type in all the crazy theories.
Hi, everyone.
She was drugged. The husband cut her up and threw her out the second floor window. She was so drugged and hurt she couldn't talk as she lay in the snow.
I'm using this comment as an example.
Just crazy theories, dude. He did it. His friend did it. They're wearing different shoes. They got different faces. He got a haircut. It this, that, the other. None of these are true. Like even in her own malpractice lawsuit, she's like, I strangled him. I told him to go be with God. I tied it around their throat. And they think her lawyer's playing some type of crazy 10D chess where he's getting her to admit to killing the kids through psychosis so he can actually get the husband on the witness stand and prove that he really framed her for the murder. Seems like a long way to go about this, but whatever. There you go. We got more. What about our brand new AI textbooks? You know, a textbook fee you pay every year your kids go to school? North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Ulk, Chirona, Texas, Missouri, Veneki, Tunsegeg, Sergima,
You've never seen this U.S. map before, where Kentucky is Kentucky, Indiana is Inolano, and Tennessee is Tunisio, and the list goes on. Well, this was in the agenda given to students at a JCPS middle school.
Mom, did you know that we live in Venecki? And I said, what are you talking about?
That question sent Morris flipping through her middle schooler at Farnsley's brand new agenda, unveiling all sorts of bizarre errors.
The periodic table is just
Read me some of those elements on the periodic table there, chat. Oh, V stands for verbatim.
jarbled words. We have new planets called
Mark. An inner planet.
Mark.
In this U.S. map, Louisiana is Lukong, Alabama is Alatome, Illinois is Vitoise, and South Carolina is South Quanto.
It's crazy.
And look at these phases of the moon. Some are...
That makes sense. Tupsip, cephaleth. The waning crescane. Next, waning crosscents. Next, epicent. Waning Garukla, full, waning banking.
Not legible. What should be waning crescent says waning crescane. And the periodic table, where the names under the elements are gibberish.
We have to pay a $10 instructional fee every year in order to get this agenda. So you're making us pay for something that you used AI for.
Well, I bet you've never seen this U.S. map before.
That's a good one. Oh my God. Have you guys seen the way they're fucking... Imagine it's your first day in a human body. And for some reason, you, the alien you, who's just been promoted to human fucking body, upright, bipedal, also get appointed to a cabinet position.
We're all ready, so.
Okay. Administrator, we have some questions for you here at TikTok.
What's going on, Mac?
First of all, are you in the cabinet?
Well, actually I am. After I had an incredible
Second of all, did you just finish molting?
Conversation with the president by phone.
Why is your body not working?
Administrator, he texted me and said, actually, you're going to be in the cabinet. That's a really big deal. And it is, because the SBA administrator isn't guaranteed a spot in the cabinet. But because President Trump knows that small business is big business, this is a cabinet spot now.
What's your favorite thing about being small business administrator?
Well,
not a single paper in the binder.
Small businesses, whether I'm walking a factory floor with a small manufacturer or in a small family-owned generational restaurant, I can see the impact.
This is not a human, right? What is operating? It's like fucking 3 raccoons in a trench coat.
The SBA is having through the work that our team does every day.
Last question. How tall are you?
With or without heels?
Without.
Let's just say without heels.
With or without, including gang violence. Insane.
5'11" and a half.
Thank you for your time.
We're
all
ready, so. Okay.
Administrator, we have some questions for you here at TikTok.
What's going on, Mac?
First of all,
has she never worn heels? Like maybe just go barefoot and cut your feet off, you know? First day in a human body is always awkward. Not a single paper in the binder. That's 100% an alien from outer space. What the fuck am I looking at here? It's the empty binder for me. Generally one of the most unsettling videos I've seen in a long time. I thought Trump hated trans people. She's from my neck of the woods. She does have quite the neck. Got to give her credit for leaving the comments turned on. She really stuck her neck out for Trump. 2 seconds in the video, I ran to the comments. Walking around with an empty binder is perfection. It's all neck. That's 1,000% an alien. Glad to see she's still getting work after Star Wars. What on God's green earth is that? Me when I'm trying to pretend I'm not blitzed in public. This is a new type of walking? Is this the new walking update? Is this an AI? That binder is so empty. First day in heels. I have several questions and a few concerns. This is all I saw. We know it's you, Roger. I am human also, fellow human. Am I wrong? Working hard there, huh? What the hell is even that? She is a billionaire and her husband was New York Stock Exchange CEO. as a U.S. senator, bought video conferencing tech stock Citrix on January 24, 2020, immediately after leaving private Senate briefing on what COVID may do as it was spreading. Backrooms 2026 version. Deadass, the weirdest shit I've seen. Aliens are among us. Everybody keeps sharing this image. She does look a lot like that. The drone alien. All right. Next. This right here astounded me. And I think people are looking at this wrong, okay? This kid fell asleep in the hospital somehow. Or waiting room, bus station, I don't know. And his head became stuck in the bench. Everybody's giving this kid shit for his head getting stuck in the bench. But they're missing the greater impact we have here, okay? 1, empathy. 2, real-world testing of a hypothesis. Okay? How can you truly feel empathy if you're not in the same exact position as someone else? And how can you call it real-world testing if you're not willing to test it in the real world? Yep, he's stuck. Okay, his friend comes and tries to help him. Got it. That's not working. Okay, pull him. Yeah, that'll work. Wait. What are you doing? Wait. What are you doing, friend? Friend. This doesn't seem like the solution. You know, work your way all the way down there to him. You saw it here first. Now his head is stuck. And they take the bench with them. Security had to take apart the chairs to get him out. And that's a resolution I can get behind. Hell yeah. The man who's never heard a conspiracy he didn't already know every fucking detail to. He knows all the ins and outs. He talked to somebody about it. He read a book on it. He listened to a podcast about it. He's got a buddy who is literally the leading researcher into that. The man who knows every conspiracy somehow missed this one? Had no idea this was going on.
He's selling his Truth Social tweets to people and then they can bet on it.
What?
I think, yeah.
What?
He's selling access. He's selling.
You're telling me Donald Trump selling early access to his tweets for $100,000 a month per company so they can bet on the stock market? What? No way.
Access to his tweets, and then you can bet on it.
Bet on what is
on the markets, because
wait a minute,
it's literally insider trading.
It's Kashi. You can bet on everything you can fix.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
fix your
is
own
that
bets.
real? You get access to a tweet before he makes it, and then you could bet on that tweet? How's that legal?
We'll see.
Wait a minute, what is this? Trump sued over Truth Social advance access sale.
Look at him online in the Oval Office.
Who's telling him this is a good idea? I feel like I need to be closer to
$1,000 contract.
Who's telling him this is a good idea? I need to be closer to him. You think? You think that'll fix it?
Yeah, it's $100,000. You can get his early tweets.
Hey.
You know how crazy that is? $100,000 to get early tweets.
He bet 200 on it.
Yeah, he just told you. The reason he brought it up is because how crazy it is. You seen how crazy this is? Oh, dude, you know how crazy that is? $100,000 to get. Yeah, that's the conversation here, Joe.
Literally
It
crazy.
must piss you off so much when he tweets like
Truth Social's
the guy
parent
from Twilight's
company,
a bitch.
Trump Media, announced in July it would offer subscribers to Truth.
Imagine if this is a Joe Rogan scandal. Like, I'm sorry, imagine if this is a Joe Biden scandal. Joe Rogan would be leading the fucking top of the show with it. You see this idiot, dude? When he's awake, he's over here. Insider trading is what it is. I had a couple guys out. We were talking about it.
API, who paid up to $100,000 each month. Oh my God! Not even just $100,000 a year, each month.
He's rigging it
for
in.
early access to market-moving posts from Trump and other people who use the platform.
Market moving.
Now, it's not exactly as cut and dry as this. It's API access. So you, technically, you could have, well, I don't know how their API works exactly, split seconds before other people if they were just sitting there hitting refresh all day long, you know, but still.
You charge 1.2 million a year.
It would be a lot worse if like only the paid people got it an hour early or something. You know, that would be even worse than it is. It's still bad. It's not as cut and dry as like, okay, well, you get this much time before anybody else can see it. You could technically be sitting on his page like this, just hitting refresh over and over and over and over again and be in a pretty similar situation. But he's taking that away. Instead, it'll send it directly to some type of program you have to read the AI. And then from that, you'll be able to make quick decisions.
Just on a grab.
Oh, yeah.
On a grab? A cash grab, you say? A cash grab? No way, dude. That woman freaks me the fuck out. We got to cover this. I can't believe how fucking stupid people are. Okay? Just watch this and then see if you see any issues with it. It's James O'Keefe. Inside Minnesota poll booths vouching for 8 unregisters voters and no ID needed.
I'm James O'Keefe, and this is vouching for 7 other Muslims at a Minneapolis polling booth. Going in to this location, and I'm going to say that I'm vouching for them. The name is William Ornaments. The question about the vouching program, yeah, vouching. As I can vouch for them, but they are not registered. That's okay, that's fine. Can I bring 5 more from up to 8 people? Okay, that's a good thing. We go back and we get Krishna and Ernesto and Mohammed. In Minnesota, you can show up on.
So Cam Higbee, of course, is there. Now listen to what he says.
Election day. Okay, that's a good thing. We go back and we get Krishna and Ernesto and Mohammed. In Minnesota, you can show up on election day and vouch for up to 8 unregistered voters. Members of the Justice League dress up in traditional Muslim attire, including a transgender wearing a burqa, and put this vouching law to an extreme test on primary day, August 11th.
Gonna be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala.
The vouching?
We're vouching for
I vouch for them.
Oh, great.
Is that okay?
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, if you're all in the same precinct,
yes.
and you are already registered, which looks like you are, then you can vouch for them as ID for them.
Oh, good. She says to me, I say they do not need ID. She says, you are the ID. He is the ID. I am the ID. And no ID needed. I just vouch for them.
But you're the ID.
I am the ID. That's good. How many people may I vouch for? 8? I can vouch for 8 people? 8 people, no ID. We come right back. Thank you.
So what is he insinuating here? He's insinuating, so they have same-day registration. He's insinuating that all he has to do is say, that's Joe Smith. Joe Smith gets a ballot. Joe Smith gets to vote. Is that what's happening here, though? No, not at all. In fact, to register, you have to have someone who's already registered to vouch for them. The only thing you're vouching for, the only thing that someone that's registered can vouch for, someone from your community, the only thing that you can vouch for is their precinct. They still have to register. They still have to show federal documentation to register. All you're saying is their address isn't updated, but they're my neighbor. They vote in this precinct. I'm vouching that they live in this precinct. They still have to register. But why would he leave it so vague? Why would he leave it looking like he's registering them to vote by vouching for them? To vouch for someone, a voter who is already registered in the precinct goes with an unregistered voter to the voting precinct and signs an oath confirming the unregistered voter's address. Under state law, a registered voter can vouch for up to 8 people. In the cases of residential living facilities like assisted living, long-term care, a staff member with the facility with proof of employment at the facility can vouch for anyone who lives at that facility. O'Keefe and his team do not vote or attempt to register in the video. In a press release from O'Keefe's group, which calls itself the Justice League, the people in the video did not cast ballots. The investigation was intended to test the limits of Minnesota's vouching law and document how election workers applied on Election Day. Again, you're not registering them to vote. They still have to go through the process with IDs and birth certificates, social security cards, whatever. All you're saying is either they don't have their address with them or their address on their ID is wrong. They're actually my neighbor. That's the only thing he can vouch for. But he leaves it up and people are spreading it as if someone just got to walk in with you and you register to vote in Minnesota.
Most poll workers we visited were willing to let us vouch with no questions asked, even when presented with the most absurd situation imaginable, while other poll workers did take issue with our investigation, revealing their awareness that something about this vouching system is deeply flawed or wrong, yet for some reason, they don't want us to expose it.
Yeah, they got reported everywhere they went as like something suspicious, weird going on. They're trying to vouch and register. It was just weird. They got reported at every precinct they went to.
In Minnesota, voters can vouch for up to 8 of their unregistered friends. At the polling place, a registered voter from the same precinct signs an oath confirming that they personally know the voter lives there. This allows someone
lives there. That's it. Confirming your address. That's it. Not not whether you're legally allowed to vote, not whether you're registered, not who you voted for, not mark the fucking box, just your address. Yeah, that's my neighbor.
Without ID to register and vote. And employees of residential facilities may vouch for an unlimited number of facility residents to vote. So someone without ID to register and vote. And a voter from the same precinct signs an oath confirming that they personally know the voter lives there. This allows someone without ID to register and vote.
Allows someone without ID.
Voter
That's not true.
Precinct signs an oath confirming that they personally know the voter lives there.
It's only to verify your address. Most of the time what would happen is be like you have a driver's license, but you've moved. So like you're a state resident, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, hey, this is my neighbor. I just moved. I haven't updated my address yet. You know, I don't have my electric bill with me or whatever I need to update my address.
This allows someone without ID to register and vote. And employees of residential facilities may vouch for an unlimited number of facility residents to vote at the facility's address. That's right, an unlimited...
For their address. It's only a precinct thing, you fucking retard.
Number. While proponents emphasize that the policy expands ballot access for recent movers and senior citizens, critics view it as a potential for fraud. For example...
And after this, every name that's been vouched for is recorded by local election officials. The names are verified in the state database after the election. And then if any discrepancies found, all that is referred to law enforcement for investigations.
If a voucher were to lie on this contract and allow 8 of his ineligible friends to vote, and the results of that election are announced on the same...
Not ineligible friends to vote. That's not... You can't make an ineligible voter vote. You can update their address.
Day, what happens when the oath is further investigated and it is discovered that those vouched for votes shouldn't have been counted? The results of the election will have already been announced and enacted by that point. This document shows that the election workers simply circle a number of the vouchees. There's no other identifying information. And Scott Pressler from the organization Early Vote Action says there is no list of these vouchee voters anywhere. When he requested them from areas like Duluth, St. Paul, Minneapolis, and St. Cloud, Minnesota, Pressler says they are nameless, faceless, and recordless. So we dressed in full traditional Muslim attire and went in to ask if we could vouch for 8 of our unregistered friends, just to test the limits of this law and the willingness of election...
I don't even know why they dressed up like Muslims.
Judges to go along with it.
Just to be more racist on top of the video?
Muslim women traditionally wear the full face covering. So Cam Higby was in disguise as my transgender Muslim wife.
So he's wearing the clock, so basically he's not supposed to shake hands with men. So what he does is once a man tries to shake hands, he has to do it.
Yeah, he's saying that with like safety here.
Oh, no, I don't shake hands.
You're gonna be the female, or are we, am I the voucher?
So cool.
Sure, we're the vouchers. So I'm William Pomerantz. I am William Pomerantz. This is my... I vouch for people.
Yes, great.
I vouch for people for the vouching system. I have 8 people come from my apartment. This is going to be ridiculous.
It's going to be great.
We're going in to this location, and I'm going to say that I'm vouching for them. The name is William Pomerantz. I'm voting.
He intentionally knows that people will misinterpret this as he's registering them illegally to vote or attempting to. And instead, he's just trying to update their address. And that still, whether they're legal to or illegal to vote is going to remain the same no matter what he says.
Chicken right there.
Yeah, this is the vote. The name is William Pomerantz. That is the date of birth. Question about the vouching. It's about the vouching program. Yeah. Okay. If I vouch for them, so I can vouch for them. This name has I registered for today or not registered? That's okay. That's fine. Can I bring 5 more from up to 8 people? So
they would still have to go through the registration thing. If they're already registered, they could look them up and he could vouch their address again.
Them and come and they can vote today. I can just vouch for them. But
no, they very specifically didn't sign anything, wouldn't commit to anything, cut the cameras when they were asked to do the documentation because that would have been committing a crime.
They are registered, yes. Yeah, so okay, that's a good thing. We go back and we get Krishna and Ernesto and Mohammed and we bring them here. We go get the other people when we come back. I did not know this. I thought they can only vote one at a time. Yeah.
Well, you each only get one vote, but you can vouch for it.
That is great. I will do that. We go pick up the rest of the people.
I thought they could only vote one at a time. Yeah. They can vote one at a time. You can vouch for up to 8 people.
We come in and don't 8 I'll vouch for them. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. We go get Muhammad, we come back. Success. We go in, I say, the name is William Providence, and they tell me that I can vouch for up to 8 people. I say, we go back, we get Ramesh, we get Muhammad, we get Rishnu, we come back, we vote. They say, no problem. We can vouch for up to 8 people, and we're going to go get the voters and come back, and then we push trouble. No ID needed. They're not registered. No problem, they say. I said, not registered. They say, no problem. You can vote if you're not registered. So that worked. Let's try it again.
Nope, didn't say that. You can register same day in Minnesota. So when you said they're not registered yet, she said that's fine because they're going to go through the registration process.
Let's do it again. No ID. No ID. They do not have ID. And you don't have ID either. That's the biggest scam, I think, is that you can, as long as you know their name, their address, you can show up and vote in their name, no verification required. It looks like May.
Because they're going to look his name up on the fucking voter rolls, you retard.
You want me to check it out? What we could do is just reposition. He's going to go out and learn somebody. Does he work there? There's a piece of paper here. Additional ways to register vouching by registered voter who can confirm your address. A voter can vouch for you. The voucher must live in your precinct, personally know you. I can vouch for up to 8 people. No problem. We're going to
vouch for your address.
go in. We're going to ask, can we vouch for 8 people without identification? Home of the camera.
Yes. And you are already registered, which looks like you are. Then you can vouch for them.
Oh, wait. No, he wasn't registered. No, nobody's registered, remember?
Oh, good. They do not have their ID. Is it okay? I vouch for them. How many people may I vouch for? 8. I can vouch for 8 people. Oh, good. We can go pick up Mohammed and Ranuzu in the car outside. Good. The question about the vouching, again, I can vouch for 8 people. Yeah.
In your precinct?
Yes, in my precinct. That is so wonderful. That is such a good American tradition. She says to me, I say they do not need ID. She says, you are the ID. He is the ID. I am the ID. And no ID needed. I just vouch for them.
But you're the ID.
I am the ID. That's good. I'm going to go get the others and I'll come right back. Just in the car. Okay?
Oh, they're in the car?
Yes, ma'am. They come, but I did not know that it was 8.
Right.
So 8 people, no ID. We come right back. Thank you. I know the audience is probably thinking this is completely ridiculous, but what we found is that by dressing like this, it's actually less ridiculous to a lot of the local Minneapolis people here who are suspicious of me.
Sure.
Dressed like this.
Yeah, because where was the standard you went by? So when you were dressed not like this, it was tougher, and that exists somewhere?
Versus going in normal James O'Keefe clothes. James O'Keefe reporting from Minneapolis.
It sounds like you just did make that up. You had no control sample. You're like, oh, this was easier to do it this way. To all get dressed up and pretend he's trans. Everybody looks like a Muslim. I put on a fake accent. That was easier this way than it is in regular James O'Keefe clothes. You can't make that up. It sounds like you did just make that up.
So on primary day, let's get out of here. This investigation is part of a series that will be continued by other members of the Justice League. Stay tuned for follow-ups from Cam Higgy, Anthony Rubin, muckraker.com, and more. Come on, baby. Come on, let's do it. It all started when Starlight, that's the code word for
anything for clicks, dude. James O'Keefe is such a piece of shit, dude. All the time. I don't know what this one is. Let's see.
Got 2 very different stories for you here today. One, we have a story about a drunk Trump aide who is busted with a dildo, and it's all on camera, and a drunken stupor. These are the people who are working in our government. And I've got something even more exciting for you now. We featured him on the channel earlier this week in a really viral moment with Sean Hannity. I'm very excited to say that we have Oliver Larkin on the channel, who is running for Congress in Florida. I cannot wait for you to see this interview. First, let's get to this part first, because I just want to point out that, like, it is truly astounding to me that the Trump administration is doing everything they can to take away the rights from folks who are just trying to create a better life for themselves, either if they're an immigrant or if they happen to be someone who is trans and just trying to live a happy life. And they got folks like this who have so much power, so much access, and it's just not enough. They have to be bizarre, they have to be drunk, and they have to do it all on camera and shove it in our faces. So I want to bring this to you because I think it's so important that we point out the hypocrisy of what's happening in this country. And what I love is we have this interview with Oliver Larkin, who is really, I think, part of the solution on making a better America. But first, let's get to this, because a drunk Trump aide was busted playing with a sex toy in a bizarre video. A deputy assistant to President Trump was caught on camera drunkenly playing around with sex toys hours after attending a children's hospital benefit gala at Mar-a-Lago. A video obtained by the Daily Mail captured Lynn Patton, a longtime Trump aide who has worked in both of the president's administrations, tracing around a purple vibrator while partying on a yacht. The video was filmed by Washington lobbyist Ryan Coyne, who is close to Patton and frequently serves as her +1 at political events, a source told the Daily Mail. My guess would be that man is gay. Sounds like a gay friend. We will look into that. Perhaps. I'm actually not sure.
Not anyone. Ashley got it. Ryan got it. Stop. Not any of us.
It's on the loose.
Not any of us.
Shailen's vibrator is on the loose.
No!
Who wants it?
Ryan? Oh my God! Dude, do not get our faces. Wait, start again. Start again. You're not getting
Oh no, this is way too good. Where is it? Oh, there it is!
You're not getting our faces. Stop. Start again. Start again.
That was the Children's Benefit Gala.
Sorry, ain't it?
Who does
Makes sense.
Let's see here. Oh, Aaron Schock. Okay. Okay. Who else? This. Oh my God. He follows this fucking weird lady. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go with probably. Okay. That's gonna be my guess. Okay. Anyways, not that it matters. Just an interesting side note. Okay. In the footage, Patton 52 can be heard slurring her words and asking not to be filmed. She can be seen wearing a golden cocktail dress, though her face is not shown. Goes on to say Patton, who served as Trump's regional director of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development during her first term, later picked up the toy from a chair and tossed it back onto the floor, asking once more to start again. Reached for comment. A White House official told the Daily Beast that Patton consults with White House counsel to maintain all required ethical standards and is fiscally responsible for all her own residences. So they didn't really back her up with this. The video was reportedly taken on the night of February 6, 2025, and that's her friend there. Who I think, yeah, they're also strange. Okay, let us watch the video, shall we?
Ashley, got it. Ryan, got it. Stop. Not anyone.
It's on the loose.
Not anyone.
Caroline's vibrator is on the loose.
No,
Who wants it?
Dude, do not get our faces. Wait, start again. Start again. You're not
getting our faces. This is way too good. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
You're not getting our faces. Okay. Stop. Start again. Start again.
Man, these are the people. These are the people who are running the country and making decisions that affect you and me. They have absolutely no respect for us. They are pushing their wealth and their access in our faces. And by the way, they're not even very responsible individuals. And sure, I don't think anyone can. I don't think it's a big deal to play around with a dildo. I don't. In fact, we've had dildo sponsors on the channels. I'm very sex positive. But to me, it's like the hypocrisy of who these people represent versus how they actually act. That's what this is all about for me. Anyways, let's just change gears here because there is a solution to all this, and that is by electing better Democrats. Democrats who actually care about you, Democrats who know what it means to struggle, and Democrats who have a solution for the country's problems, many of which are caused by super wealthy individuals with way too much power. Well, Oliver Larkin has a solution. And real quick, just before we get to that interview, if you could please hit like on this video, don't forget to subscribe. And we are live streaming this Tuesday for primary results, one of which is going to be Florida at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Please be there. And I'll see you soon. Here's Oliver.
Dude, love your show.
I am such a fan of yours. You've been like slowly growing on me as the just as this primary process has come on. This is why primaries are so great, you know, because you really are fighting. And for folks who don't know, this is Oliver Larkin. He's an activist, union organizer, proud Democratic socialist running for Congress in Florida's 25th district. He's a lifelong advocate for South Florida. Oliver has been at the front lines speaking out about climate resilience, public land, water privatization, immigration justice, and the national media's erasure of South Florida from major political debates. And we are so lucky to have him here. Also, Sean Hannity's best friend.
Yeah, I'm like a Fox News regular. I'm Fox News' favorite Democratic socialist.
You do such a good job of like representing the values of what it means to be a Democratic socialist. I think for an audience that just doesn't see it. And I just love that you stand your ground. Did you know that was going to be a part of this? That you were going to be the DSA Fox guy, or what? Like, or did you just, or is this a thing that's just kind of like morphed into itself?
You know, Fox News sought us out. We did not necessarily seek out Fox News, but I do feel a responsibility running on our platform in a toss-up district to show that we're just as willing and just as capable of throwing a punch against the fascist Republican Party as we are against the Democrats that are failing to adequately stand up to them. So it's been my pleasure to go on their platform and show that I can hold my own and really assert a vision for what our values mean as Democratic socialists and holding this criminal Trump administration accountable.
And what does, like, I think even like on my own channel, I think even on the left, there's just all this misinformation about like what the DSA does and what Democratic socialism really means. And really, I mean, for the audience, like it really is like a Bernie Sanders type of Democrat, like someone more progressive. I do think that there's been some challenges with the national platform versus I think what people on the ground are really trying to fight for. There's a lot of moderation that happens in local chat.
It needs better branding. They've already kind of ruined it. You know what I mean? The Red Scare, the boomers, the people that hear socialism, communism. There's a fucking guy. God damn it. Every time I see this guy, I get mad. Because I know he's just going to share some bullshit. And he doesn't care. He doesn't check it. He doesn't do anything. Like, God, it pisses me off. I think I worked with him like years and years ago. So all the memes. Right. If socialism and communism are so great, why aren't the socialists in America rushing to Cuba, China, and North Korea? Uncommon sense. It's just a meme sharing thing over and over and over. Let me show you this one. Here we go. James Little, a day ago. A woman, just before being stoned to death in Iran under Sharia laws. At some places on this earth, women's rights are limited to getting a spoonful of water before stoning. Still want to tell me that Islam is worthy of being part of our civilization? Now, this picture... So first, here's the comments. First comment. We definitely don't need this in our country. 5 likes, 2 comments, 2 shares. This photo shows Maria Gabriela Ruiz, a 66-year-old local resident and volunteer of Colombia who was buried up to her neck in the ground as part of a peaceful community protest in Los Lagos, Colombia on July 4th, 2003. It doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter. We are post-fucking truth with most of these voters. If it fits their narrative, they think it's interesting enough to share, they fucking believe it. We are post-truth. Like, the picture's there, the text's there. It fits my narrative I already believe. Send it out. This is a woman protesting something in Colombia. Why the fuck would it get attached to Iran, spoonful of water under Sharia law? That's what feminism is for Muslims, blah, blah. It's just so every fucking thing he posts is just some type of crazy fucking bullshit spin, but he doesn't care. The few times that he doesn't even respond to me anymore, usually I just laugh at it and leave a comment correcting it. Some people might respond to it. He won't. But the few times he did before, he's like, why does it matter? Oh, I didn't know. Haha. Because you're just spreading fucking slop. You fucking sloppy piece of shit. They don't care. They don't care. James Little from Horseshoe Bay, Texas.
Chapters. But what are you specifically hoping that your candidacy can
I think I may have worked with him when we were building that last power plant out in Asheville, the new cogen plant. I think he was on a crew or something there.
Your district and what the DSA, your version of the DSA platform can bring to wider politics.
Yeah, Fox News loves to fearmonger about other countries, but there's a tradition right here in the United States of being a New Deal Democrat, of Martin Luther King Jr. describing himself as a democratic socialist. There's a rich history and tradition in our country of seeing some of the most profound social progress and establishment of the bedrock Democratic Party principles and policies like Social Security, the minimum wage, Medicare, Medicaid, all of these great things that the American people love and enjoy. They've emanated from this progressive push that some have called progressive or democratic socialist, or from the trade union movement or from the civil rights movement. And I think that level of continuity is really what we're seeking to establish, that there is nothing to be afraid of with our platform, that we are really continuing the work of.
It needs a rebranding, and I've been thinking a lot about this. Not that I'm in charge of anything, but I think a rebranding of something around working class Democrat or something like that. Like, look, they may try to scare you and tell you I'm going to do this, this, this. Here's what I want to do. The people that are fucking working the hardest and struggling the most, we're going to take care of you. You're still going to have to work. You're still going to do your job. But we're going to make sure that when you're hurt, you get medical attention. That when you're sick, that you can get preemptive stuff. We're going to make sure that you don't have to worry about this. We're going to make sure you have a living fucking wage. We're going to make sure you can afford your house and your groceries and your car bills. And the billionaires will fucking figure it out. But who's going to be looking out for the billionaires? The other billionaires. They'll figure it out. But you can't tell me you having food and a house, health care, a car, and a job is going to fucking hurt them in some substantial way. But I think it really needs to be around a working class or blue collar, or maybe blue collar is too small, but like a working class Democrat something. Take socialism out of the name.
Of FDR's Economic Bill of Rights, the four freedoms. These are platforms that have really brought about, when we talk about the New Deal, 50 years of uninterrupted Democratic Party control of Congress that did not have recessions, did not have these big economic crashes, where we saw a growing share of wealth and the establishment of the middle class. And I think that's what we've gotten away from in recent decades. And we see this stark income and wealth inequality. And when I think about my district...
Have you guys seen the maggots flipping out over foot washing? Absolution is what it's called. It's like a foot washing station that... an Islamic person would use before prayer to like clean their feet or whatever. Absolution. So DFW had a plan to put in 2 stations in their international terminal because they already have chapels and stuff like that, international chapels and different, so that people could use the foot wash before they prayed, if that was their preference or not. No one's forcing you to use it. It's not like a fucking like a tricky bidet that's going to wash your asshole and turn you gay or something. It is it's a foot washing station. You know what I mean? And like the maggots are like freaking out and writing letters and saying they're going to fucking boycott DFW and blah, 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 blah. And then come to find out, there's already been one there since 2019, and none of them had any idea. Like literally for the last 7 years, there's already been an absolution station in the international terminal, and no one fucking knew. It didn't end. No orphans died. No puppies exploded. Satan didn't descend from the fucking heavens and start drawing pentagrams on all the fucking over all the tail numbers on the aircraft. But now that they found out that 2 more are coming, now they got to be upset.
And what this kind of representation can deliver to the 25th district. We're a district with the highest growing proportion of billionaires in the country. We see a rising median household income at the same time that we see the poverty rate rising. So the income and wealth inequality that we feel here is really stark. We just saw the Miami metropolitan area surpass New York City metro for having a higher cost of living. So when we're talking about Medicare for all or universal child care, paid family and medical leave, or raising the minimum wage to a living wage of $25 an hour, these are things that Floridians and Americans support. I mean, we're still the state that voted over 60% to raise the minimum wage.
He just said about 10 things that he believes in.
Medical leave. We just saw the Miami metropolitan area surpass New York City metro for having a higher cost of living. So when we're talking about Medicare for all or universal child care, paid family and medical leave, or raising the minimum wage to a living wage of $25 an hour. These are things that Floridians and Americans support. I mean, we're still the state that voted over 60% to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour in 2020. Floridians believe in progressive policies. They just want to see Democrats that are actually going to stand up and fight for them.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main issues that we've been seeing is that the Democratic Party, up until this point, hasn't been really fighting for anything other than like we're not Trump. And I think that has made folks on in the base feel like they have to look for something different in order to get a better result. And so I'm glad you're doing that. You also have, I believe, it's like a 3K college for all. Is that right? What is that?
I would love to see us expand public education on either end of the spectrum. When we talk about universal child care, I think that it should be enmeshed with expanding public education. We know that early childhood development is some of the most important years for an individual's success later on in life, their stability, their educational attainment, their economic attainment. It really comes down to, are we providing for families with young children to make sure that if both parents need to work, because we live in a country where income and wealth inequality is so stark and we've seen wages not keep up with the rate of inflation. So many 2-parent households need.
And just putting kids in school and making sure they stay in school, even if it's extended, like, it goes longer than high school or earlier, especially like younger kids, like pre-K programs, puts people back in the workforce too.
Both parents to work, but we need childcare, and to my mind, establishing universal pre-K and 3K.
If we're already going to have to pay for childcare and somebody's going to have to get to childcare because they need to be in the workforce, why wouldn't they be educated at the same time?
Expand that. And then on the other side, I'm still paying down my student loan debt. We have tens of millions of Americans that are burdened by student loan debt that's getting in the way of us attaining home ownership or starting families or any other markers of economic attainment. So I do think that we need free public college and university tuition, as well as for vocational schools, trade schools. This is when we have a highly educated population, then we see greater economic output. And I don't think that people should be punished for the crime of seeking a higher education. So I think that at either end of the public education spectrum, we can really stand to invest in. For every dollar we put into it, we're going to get more than $1 back in economic output.
Oh, for sure. It's like the best investment we can make is an investment in ourselves. Maybe not giving billions and billions of dollars to Elon Musk to blow out rockets, but how about we invest that money into students who can create not only opportunity in their own lives, but opportunity for other people. This makes sense to me. I don't know. Now, Sean Hannity was trying to lock you in on now we featured that video on the channel, by the way. I just brought me a lot of joy. It brought me a lot of joy. And he was trying to lock you down on how much you're going to text, how much you're going to text, how much you're going to But it's really not about well, maybe I'm wrong, but it's not about a specific number. It's just about, recognizing right now that there is a problem with the way in which we tax right now. The person making $120,000 a year is paying substantially more in taxes on a percentage basis than someone like Elon Musk. And I think it's because folks like Elon Musk are being able to write the rules and be able to put people in power who are going to make more favorable tax laws for them. But so I feel like I guess my thought is that the system is structured this way, and I just don't know how we begin to make a crack at the imbalance in the system when they can obtain so much power and their ability to obtain power then influences their ability to make more money, which then influences their ability to, you know what I mean? It's like a cycle. How do we break that cycle?
Yeah, I think what Sean Hannity was trying to do, he wants to overgeneralize and say that people making $500,000 a year are the problem when there is an incredibly small, concentrated number of corporations and billionaires that exert tremendous control over the economy. It's not people making $500,000 a year that are buying our elections. It is the people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg. So this overgeneralization is an attempt to make people watching Fox News who might have a degree of wealth and been able to establish incomes like that, or like he was saying, $100,000 a year. Those people are not the reason that someone making $30,000 or $40,000 a year is struggling. It's because we have billionaires like Elon Musk that when we have a taxable income cap on Social Security that's capped at $184,500 a year, that means that people making above that threshold are paying a lower effective tax rate into Social Security than people making less. And what do we hear every single year about Republicans that say we're not going to have the next generation even have Social Security available for them? It's going to go insolvent. It's going to go bankrupt. And it's because the wealthy, as much as Social Security is a great system, it's one of the most successful programs in American history, and yet it is a regressively taxed system. It's not progressive taxation with
raise that motherfucker to 250 or some shit. Pay the people.
People with a greater ability to pay, putting in a greater share of their income into the pie. People with a greater ability to pay are actually paying a lower effective tax rate than working class people and people making below that threshold. So I think it's a hidden ball trick for Hannity to try to muddy the waters and say that, oh, tell me the number, when we've had the best taxation policy in U.S. history, the mid-20th century level that I was referring to with FDR and Truman and Eisenhower, both Republicans and Democrats, by the way. We had top marginal tax rates. And what that means is that if you're making up to $250,000 a year, those $250,000 are taxed at one rate. But above a certain threshold, the $250,000 in first dollar might be taxed at 1% higher, 2% higher. And it gets gradually increased as you go up, so that when I say that billionaires shouldn't exist, it's not because everyone is going to pay the same effective tax rate. It's that maybe on your first $1 million, you're going to pay one tax rate, but on the $2 million or the $3 million, you're going to pay a slightly higher portion of your income. And that scales up so that people who are doing phenomenally well that can afford to pay more into the system, that's what we've had in the golden age of the American middle class. And I think that's all that we're trying to restore, is not taking away people's ability to succeed or to thrive or be successful. I think that one thing that's been so cool to see Mayor Mamdani in New York City is running as a democratic socialist and governing as a democratic socialist. He's actually making it easier for entrepreneurs and small business owners to succeed in this economy. So when I talk about democratic socialism, it's very specific over the systems that govern our lives, the healthcare system, the education system, the public transportation system. I'm not looking to take away people's opportunity to be successful. I think there's something that's so inherent to the American dream about coming to this country and starting your own small business or growing up and building something that's going to outlast you and that's going to benefit your community. And I think that what we're talking about is creating the economic foundation where people can actually achieve that. That's what I want to get across about democratic socialism to people, because it really is inherent to, I think, the American dream. And people like Sean Hannity, they're going to shout over me and they're going to say, well, what about the astronauts that Elon Musk saved? I didn't even know what he was talking about there. That was like, that must have been an algorithm. Yeah, that must have been a 12-hour Fox News cycle back during the Biden administration. And I was like, well, if we're going to talk about that, then let's talk about fully funding NASA so that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos aren't making their own rockets because we've defunded the public space exploration agency. I mean, yeah, that was a great pivot when you did that. I guess my question is, because I think what we suffer from is that we can put a number as much as we want for taxes, right? And then I just feel like these folks have so much money and so many lawyers that they can then wiggle their way out of it. I believe the wealth tax is, like, to me, like a very creative solution to that. Is that something that you would support? Yeah, I think that when we look at changing the taxation system, I've spoken with an economic professor, an economist, Stephanie Kelton, who was Senator Bernie Sanders' chief economist when he was chair of the Senate Budget Committee. And what she talks about with this theory of modern monetary theory is there are surpluses that exist in taxation policy. There's either a private sector surplus or a public sector surplus. And right now, there's a private sector surplus where people on the wealthy end of the spectrum are getting more in subsidies and benefits than they are paying into the system. So if there's a private sector surplus, there's a public sector deficit. And that's what we're really struggling from right now. And I come from, as well as being a campaign worker and communication specialist, I come from a marketing and advertising background. So I understand return on investment. And I think that's what so many Americans are missing, is they're not seeing the benefit of their tax dollars. I mean, we pay into Medicare, and yet we don't get to access Medicare until we're 65 years old. Why don't we allow for a system where the programs that we pay into, we all get to benefit equally from them? So I think that's one thing that we can really continue to hammer home, because we need wealth taxes. It's not just about taxing people's income. We've seen Mark Zuckerberg, take a $0 salary or a $1 salary, and yet they have all of this wealth that's tied up in stock options and borrow.
It's not that simple. Like, come on. NASA could 100% develop a reusable booster
against their net worth from banks and getting loans and things of that nature. So we really need to claw back some of that wealth. And I think it comes from a wealth tax, from closing the carried interest tax loophole, from all of these kind of legal loopholes that the billionaires and corporate elite get to exploit, where they pay a lower effective tax rate, or in some cases $0 in taxes, when ordinary Americans are paying upwards of 30-40% of our incomes into the taxation system. So I think we can do a great deal in reforming tax policy in this country to make it more evenly spread around. But again, not punishing people for seeking to do better, but making sure that we have an equitable system that addresses ordinary people's needs, and make sure that when we're paying into our taxation system, that we're actually getting the benefits back to restore faith in government. Because I think that's what Republicans do so often. They break it, and then they say, look, it doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, and when government stops working, and when politicians stop delivering on their promises, it makes people nihilists. And they're like, what's even the point of voting? I saw a clip of a Trump voter saying, I don't think I'm going to vote next time because he said all this stuff, and what's even the point? And so we have to make government not only work, but we have to make sure that it's being effective for the people who are the majority in this country, which it's just not right now. And that's what makes authoritarianism look so shiny. When people are like, well, why not? Why not one guy who says he's going to fix it all? We tried the other way. And I think we're living, hopefully Americans are like touching the hot stove and like, I don't know, maybe ice killing people in the streets, maybe that's not the solution. But I think what's been very upsetting about this moment is that we have been having, like, it's primary season, and this is a beautiful thing. This is like fighting for ideas, the direction of the party. What's been upsetting to me is that it has, I think,
we probably wouldn't at this point, but we're not at this point. We were defunding NASA long before we ever got to that. SpaceX already has it. SpaceX didn't just pop up while NASA was fully funded and doing their thing and be like, oh, we just invented something, right? We started bleeding off money and bleeding off money and bleeding off money and bleeding off money to where they barely have enough to fucking exist. And then suddenly money starts flowing into SpaceX, and they've developed this. Obviously, we probably wouldn't now. It would be a partnership thing. But we shouldn't be continuously taking money from NASA.
Instead of just fighting, I mean, it's created, I think, a real tension in the Democratic Party, and it has been like trying to just say, well, these people actually, we don't want them in here at all. We don't need these people in this party at all. And I'm a big believer in coalition building. I want Nicole Wallace, I want Neera Tanden, I want Hassan Piker. I want everyone in this big blue tent. But it feels like what's happening is that there's some Democrats that are like, actually, these people are just too far left. Kick them out. We actually want to moderate and just get more Republicans into the tent rather than trying to expand what the tent can be. And I think we're seeing that in real time with what happened for you today, where you're now on your third event space, where you are trying to hold a rally with you, Elijah Manley, and Angie Nixon, who's running for Senate. She's running for U.S. Senate, right? Yeah, and Elijah we've had on the channel, and they are basically working alongside Laura Loomer to cancel your events, because you're trying to hold like a big rally before the vote that happens this Tuesday. And Laura Loomer has been able to raise noise about it. They've canceled the event locations, and here you have also, like, I guess, establishment Democrats working in tandem with her to try to stop these events from happening. And how does that make you feel?
You know, I think it's really short-sighted for more establishment Democrats to be so quick to excise progressives from the coalition when they're going to be asking for our votes in November. They're going to be asking for our votes in 2028. And from my perspective, I understand that winning elections is a game of addition, not subtraction. So while I might have strong differences of opinion and I might say that someone like my opponent, Jared Moskowitz, should not be representing our district in Congress, I'm not going to say that he needs to leave the Democratic Party. If John Tester and Joe Manchin and many others call themselves Democrats, that's great. We need to have more people identifying with the Democratic Party. But I see a real impulse from the James Carvilles and Van Joneses and the people that are working hand in glove with Laura Loomer and Randy Fine to cancel this event to say that progressives don't belong in this party. And I just think that that is not a strategy that is going to be effective in building the broad-based coalition that we need to win this election in November or take back the White House in 2028. So I'm an organizer at heart. I understand that people are going to be coming to the Democratic Party with varying views, and we might not agree on every single issue. But if we agree on principles that the economy should work for working people, that when I was sitting in the green room on Fox News,
Yeah, NASA should be well funded and focus on the science with heavy government oversight.
Sunday. Let's remember that accountability passed last year. That was entirely unpopular, even with Republican voters. They were running Fox News polls that they were reviewing on Sunday's show, and over 50% of the respondents said that Trump's taxation policy overwhelmingly benefits the wealthy more than any other group. So even Republican voters, even Fox News poll respondents.
Oh, but Fox News says that's just because that Republicans haven't done a good job of explaining all the good that the big beautiful bill does.
Understand that this Republican administration and their allies in Congress, they're working for the corporations, they're working for the billionaires. They're not working for you and I. And I think the opportunity that Democrats have, if we are willing to embrace it, is bringing in the new DSA-aligned progressive candidates and their supporters into the coalition. I think it's been troublesome where I've seen Jared Moskowitz, who was on CBS News and was castigating me as a communist. He has refused to appear alongside me, said my supporters and I are better off belonging in the Party for Socialism and Liberation, when I registered as a Democrat, as a motor voter at 16 years old before I could even vote because Barack Obama was running for president. I've only ever voted for Democrats. I just want to see this party embrace the big, bold, universal programs that have really led to our greatest successes in the party's heyday and in the golden age of the United States. So I really think that, you know, we've got a lot to learn and a lot of lessons to take from building a coalition that is inclusive, that does respect people regardless of their differences of opinion on any discrete issue. And we can take principled stands. For myself, I'm very clear. As a democratic socialist, I believe in universal policies. I believe in ending U.S. military aid to Israel. But I still would hope that Jared Moskowitz would support our agenda, because the Republican Party is such a destructive force in the United States right now that we can have differences of opinion, but our shared priority is to the benefit of the vast majority of Americans and making sure that the people who have done phenomenally well in this country pay it back and pay it forward. So that's been my disposition. I'm always going to be looking to build a bigger, broader coalition, because I think that's what the American people want to see. This is what I hear from voters in the district all the time. They want to see progressives unified. They want to see us keep the main thing, which is taking on this Republican administration. But it's not just because we're anti-Trump. It's because we have a vision for advancing life in this country to reestablish the American dream where it's been lost in the face of decades of income and wealth inequality from Ronald Reagan to Donald Trump.
I like you. I hope you win. You are great. You are so good. You give me hope. You know, this is what it's. I've just been so excited about this primary season, because it really has been like, wow, okay, we actually, like, no one's gonna come save us. We're gonna save ourselves. You know, and I just love that you decided to run. You're just a fresh breath air, or a breath of fresh air. And yeah. So please, everyone, if you're watching, this is Oliver Larkin. He's running for Congress in Florida's 25th district. And yeah. And by the way, they're not gonna want, like, they keep saying, hey, why don't you just run in your own party line? They're not gonna want that, because then they're never gonna win an election. Okay. So it's good. We have progressives. We got centrists. We need everyone. And this is one option. Oliver, good luck on Tuesday, and really wishing you the best of luck.
Thanks so much, Keith. Great to be on with you.
Thanks.
I think that's it for me tonight, guys. Thank you for the donations. We got a couple of donations coming tonight, a couple of donations last night. I appreciate it. We're going through a tight spot right now, but hopefully that won't last too much longer. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. Listen to me, bitch, complain, moan. Moan probably wasn't the right word. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'm going to hop off here and head to the house, I guess. I got some car work to do over the next couple of days. I just dug out this riding mower project. I really want to get on it. It's still mowing season. I've got the coolest fucking riding mower that some of y'all haven't even seen, because, like, literally I bought it and, like, a couple weeks later my mom passed away. But it is a I don't know if it's homemade. It's like, it looks like it's probably from, like, at least the 60s, maybe the fucking 50s. It's a wood deck. Like, everything on it's wood. There's hardly any metal. And it's got a little motor on it and all these pulleys and shit. It'd be the coolest thing to get going and mow my fucking yard with. I think I'm gonna make some content around it. It's pretty fucking awesome. I just dug the project out, got it looking at it. I think it's possible. I think it'd be fun to make some content around it, but we'll see. Thank you guys for joining us. I've got some cars to work on and get sold. More campground work to do. So if you want to stick around for that, let me know. Mariah's birthday's coming up. If you guys want to wish her a happy birthday, it's on the 19th. I'm going to try to take her out on the 18th, I think. Yeah. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you about the next one. Support the show, please. You do it at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. I'd appreciate it. See you about the next one. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Love you. See you. Bye.
But I can tell you this, about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Listen off. It's about to get lit. Get the place.
Bort still hotel hopping. What's he doing?
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick.
That mower project would be awesome if I could get it running in a decent condition, sharpen up the blades. I mean, it'd be perfect. I don't have a yard probably big enough for a riding mower. It's just right on the edge. Like if I push mow it, I'm tired by the time I'm done, sweaty, but it's probably good for me. If I had a riding mower, I'd feel almost like cheating. But this is like a tiny, old riding mower. I might have to make some parts for it. I don't even know if you can find parts for it. I really want to know if it's if a company was producing these with wood decks and everything, or if it was homemade. I don't know. It's a cool project.
Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my...
Good night, guys.
Wait, what are you doing? It's a... Stop. Hold on.